I want to talk about something that will result from this deal. And I've been thinking about it. And during the quick break, I feel like I didn't go into enough detail. And I have so many more thoughts in it. And I was going to save it for tomorrow, but I want to get it out to you now because we want to be first on Nothing Personal. Live at 8 a.m. Nothing Personal with David Samson YouTube channel. I was thinking about some of the videos I watched, and we can't show them because there's so many swears. There's so much vitriol and anger with Yankee fans right now. Not acceptance. They're not at that part of the grieving process yet. They're at the anger part. You can see it on X anywhere. People yelling and screaming, burning Soto Yankee jerseys in effigy, telling him how unlucky he is to have to play in the chop shops for 15 years, hating on him. There's a different type of reaction, however, that interests me more. And the reaction is, are we able to be in a sport without a salary cap? And people are misunderstanding something about that fact. Because we used to hear that inside meetings. Owners would come up, or executives, they'd present something to say that our sport would be better with a salary cap. And we'd go ahead and speak to low revenue teams and say, the salary cap comes with a salary floor. How are we going to fund that? Funding a salary floor, what does that mean? That means that a salary floor is necessary and a part of having a salary cap. A salary floor is going to be well above the payroll of, we always calculated, about 4 teams per year. There are 4 teams per year that would be below a salary floor, and they would not have the cash available to get to the floor. They would need extra payments from revenue sharing payors or from MLB Central Fund that would be split 30 ways. But it would be year after year, sometimes different teams. And we thought about rules. You can only be below the floor 2 years in a row. On the 3rd year, you have to find your way above the floor, which is always rising. The thing about making a salary cap league, where you see it in the NBA, where you see it in the NFL. The NFL is a great example. There are teams everywhere, whether it's Green Bay or whether it's Dallas. They are able to generate the revenue because they split the national revenue. They are able to get to the salary floor, all 32 NFL teams, without a problem, even with dead money. There is no example where there's a player in football who makes as much in a signing bonus. For example, this signing bonus, I noticed, $75 million. Think about that. Just to sign the contract, I don't think that the Aths had a payroll of even 75 last year, if I had to think about it. So there'll be the usual comparisons. Hey, his signing bonus is bigger than a payroll of a whole team. Then there'll be those who say, hey, the money Soto got, that's more than someone paid for a team. That's always a popular one. Totally irrelevant. Believe me, Soto couldn't buy the Mets or any team right now for $765 million paid out over 15 years. But I digress. And when I tell you that salary cap is not the end-all, be-all for baseball, it's because of nothing's changed of the way we looked at it before, which is we have to help the teams at the bottom. And the fact is, the salary cap top, if it were ever to be agreed to, the limit of the salary cap would be a place where only a few teams are anyway. And Major League Baseball Players Association has no interest in a salary cap, because in a salary cap sport, like baseball, not like the NFL, but like baseball, in a salary cap sport, when you get a player like Soto, there's got to be money left over to fill out the team, because you know in baseball you can't win with one team. It's different in football or basketball, where you can spend a huge portion of your cap on a player. But even in football, we've seen some issues. Hey, salary cap casualties for the Cowboys, the Rams, even the Chiefs. I would advise all of you who believe that a salary cap is what is needed in baseball to stop these deals from happening. I would encourage you to use your energy in a different direction. I would accuse it to use your energy to root for your team, to understand that the best players in baseball rarely make it to the World Series. The best players on the best teams rarely make it to the World Series. I know recency bias. I know the Dodgers just won the World Series with Ohtani at 2 million. The Mets don't have Soto at 2 million.